Hello, welcome everyone. This is Patty Bennett. I am so excited to show you the fun new two-tone Stampin' Up cardstock and some of the things that I've been doing with it. In addition, we are going to be talking about the fun new scrapbooking kits today. So, today I am live at 10 a.m. Friday, September 6th on Facebook. So if that's where you found me, you will see a little red live button in the corner. If you don't see that, then you are watching a replay somewhere. So I just bring that up to say that if you are watching me live, I am going to keep an eye on comments, and hopefully I will be able to respond to any questions, and we can chat about anything you want to know about this new cardstock. But if you're watching a replay, I will come back and try to catch up with comments as well. So I am about a minute early. If you're watching a replay, skip ahead so that you don't have to wait for us to officially start, but we are going to officially start in about a minute. So hey, welcome Stacy. Oh, thank you for sharing. That's super kind of you. Hey, Patricia, Robin, Lori, Debbie. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome, everybody. So again, if you're watching live, please say hello so that I know that you're here, and then we will get started in about a minute. I'm just really excited. If you followed me and you know much about me and my business, you know I am all about color, all about the Stampin' Up colors. And even though we have 50 colors, actually we have more than that now, but 50 colors officially, I've always told Stampin' Up, like, if you came out with 50 more, I'd be a happy camper. And so now, in a way, we kind of almost have 50 more. And I'm going to explain that. Well, we will have many more. I will explain that, but just suffice to say, it makes me super duper happy. So today we are going to be talking about the new two-toned cardstock. I'll explain this, tell you how you can get it. I'm going to show you some things I've done with it. So you can see here that there's something magical happening here, and it's not embossing powder, so I'll show you that. I've made a couple of cards with the new scrapbooking kits. We're going to look at those, and we will just have fun looking at this new product. I also have the new white Willow, so we will look at that in comparison to the Stampin' Up basic white. So lots happening today. Lots and lots happening. And by the way, pardon me, I have been under the weather for a week, and so pardon my voice. I hope I don't cough and sniff through this video, but I'm going to do my best to get through it. Oh, hello, Shan and Lynette. Hi, Jenny. Good morning. Hi, Joanne and Lois, Sonia, Tammy, Barbara, Kelly, Stephanie. Hello, everybody. Welcome. So happy that you are here. Hi, Rose. In Palmdale. I am from Southern California as well. Oh, thank you, Bonnie. I really hope I feel better. We are supposed to be leaving at 3 a.m. on Tuesday to go visit the Stampin' Up home office to celebrate my $3 million sales achievement, milestone achievement. And I'll just put the disclaimer right now that less than 1% of demonstrators achieve that level of sales. So I just have to say that. But I'm just hoping that we are both better by then, because, you don't want to travel when you're sick. You don't want to go cough on people. Oh, my word. Please, please, Lord, we just want to be well. Hi, Diana. Hi, Bonnie and Lori and Tracy, Lynn, Kathy. Hello, Lori and Louise, Donna, Mary, Tracy. Oh my goodness, so many people. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Let's go ahead and officially get started. So today what we are talking about is this new Stampin' Up line of two-tone cardstock. So I'll just hold this up closer just as I start to describe this so you can kind of get an understanding. So one side of this new cardstock is the color that you would know as real red, for instance, okay? The back then is this color. So do you see it's, I guess I should do it this way. It's two-sided. There's two shades of each color on each piece. This cardstock, and before anyone gets concerned, I just want to say, this is in addition to all of the cardstock you know and love from Stampin' Up, whether it be 8.5 by 11 or 12 by 12. These pieces come in 12 by 12. I've cut them down so that it'll fit on the screen. This is in addition to. Nobody has to buy this. Nobody has to be upset. Nobody has to make disparaging comments about, oh, I don't like that, or I don't want that. I am just showing it to you so you can make a decision if this is something that you would love to add to your craft room, okay? So just want to put that disclaimer out there because I've had some comments already and some people aren't happy about this. They thought that we were totally changing. This is a completely new line in addition to everything that Stampin' Up currently carries. Okay, so just want to put that out there. Thank you for the prayers. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Lori, that is a great point. It is very similar. Let me just grab. So when you have your real red or any color Stampin' Blends, you have a light and a dark shade. So very, very similar. That's a great point. Thank you for pointing that out. So right now, Stampin' Up is offering, or let me say, you can get this range of color in the two-tone cardstock. And you might be thinking, hang on, we looked at this last week in the scrapbook brochure, and you showed us 4 colors. What in the world? How did Patty Bennett get all these colors? She must have done something to get special colors. Nope. Everybody can get all of these colors, and I'll show you how. So currently, you can purchase a pack of 12 sheets in these 4 colors. Okay? So if you want Garden Green, Pool Party, Real Red, and Basic Black, you can get a full pack. That's one way to get some of this new paper. But also, and we went over this last week, there are 4, they're called scrapbooking workshop kits. I almost want to call it a suite, but whatever you want to call it, it's, doesn't matter. In each of the 4 new scrapbooking kits, there are additional colors of this two-tone cardstock in addition to those 4 colors. So I know we went over this last week. I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but I do think it's important to kind of digest this information and show you your options. So it tells you in here that you can get Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Pool Party, Real Red, and Berry Vanilla. So right there, there are a few more colors than the first 4 we just looked at. So then if you go to the, oh wait, I should show you that. Hang on, please hold. No, it's right here. Okay, sorry, I thought I skipped something. You can also purchase an assortment pack. So here, in addition to the colors we were talking about, you can also find Early Espresso and Pecan Pie. So that is kind of in addition to what we were just talking about. And I don't think we mentioned Garden Green. Okay, so there's a few more extra colors. And then in the Snow Day suite, I want to call it a suite. I'm just going to call it a suite. Whatever. You understand, right? You can get another assortment pack. So here we're introducing Petal Pink, which we hadn't seen before, and Poppy Parade. Okay, so there's a couple more colors. This is kind of like a fun scavenger hunt. This was fun to figure all of this out. And then we have the Halloween pack where you're going to get the grape, which I don't think we saw in previous packs. Maybe we didn't see pumpkin pie. I don't know. I'm getting confused. But I'll tell you what I did do. Hang on. I've got so many little piles of things. off of the backs of these packs, I cut this out of the middle of that kind of cardboard-ish sheet so that I can always refer and see which colors are in which one. So if that would help you, that's something that you could also do. And then lastly, we have the Autumn to Remember. And in that one, you're going to see the introduction of these colors. So what I did to get, oh, and there's one more. This one surprised me. In this actual kit, there's also crushed curry. Okay, so if you were to buy those 4 scrapbooking workshop kits, and actually I think that's, oh yeah, sorry. Sorry. Oh, I've got so many thoughts in my head. Let me just take a deep breath. Hang on. Breathe. Finish your sentences. Okay. If you were to buy, sorry. If you were to buy those additional cardstock packs and the scrapbooking kits, this is the assortment that you will end up with. So it's a lot more than just a quick glance at, oh, we're introducing 4 colors. So actually they're introducing all of these colors right now. And that's how you can get them all. In the future, there will be more colors introduced, and they have told us that by May of 2025, we will have all 50 colors. So exciting. I love this. And you're thinking, okay, you're excited about it. So what's the big deal? Why do we need this? Okay, so let's just kind of look through. There's a few things that I sort of found that I had been thinking about. One of them is when you look at designer paper, and it will give you a list of the colors. Sometimes I feel like there might be a color left out. Sometimes I feel like, well, I don't know, is it really that color? And so here's what I am finding. When you look at some of the designer papers, I actually think that petal pink or this light petal pink might actually be a really nice complement here. And that actually gives you like 2 extra colors, or an extra color, I should say, maybe, right? So that's a fun thing, is that you might find, well, Stampin' Up! Said it's this color, but I'm not really sure if it's that color, and I kind of think it would be better if it were lighter or darker. And here you can maybe see that you might want to add in a crushed curry with this pack, but you now have the light crushed curry, which isn't quite... Like, look how pretty it would be with this piece here. So it isn't quite daffodil, it isn't quite crushed curry, but now you have this additional optional color. So that's kind of one thing that I thought of that I might like in this additional offering, is to have this option of, you know, well, I'm not really sure if Cajun Craze goes with this, but look at this lighter shade. That looks perfect. So that's just one thing that kind of came to my mind about having these additional optional shades of color. Another thing I thought of, and I will come look at your comments in just a minute. I just kind of want to get through my thought here. Another thing that's fun, and I hope you can see this, I actually took a piece of this two-tone cardstock in the Granny Apple Green and made it my card base, cutting away, I don't know, about 3/4 of an inch, I think, off the front. And can you see this? How you can actually then see your darker shade and your lighter shade all at once. So that's kind of a fun option. The main reason I did this, though, was this new two-tone cardstock is a lighter weight. So it's almost more, okay, I'm going to say it's thicker than our designer paper, but it's not as thick as our regular cardstock. So I thought, does it really make a good card base? Could I really make a card base with it? So here's what I found. you know how most of us are going to layer either some die cuts or some designer paper onto some cardstock onto our card base. So when you do that and you start layering pieces onto this lighter weight, then the whole card itself, like if I'm just kind of weighing the card, feels about the same as a normal card. Yes, I can tell. If I do this right here, yes, I can tell this is lighter weight. Okay, but I honestly don't think it's anything that someone receiving the card would pick it up and say, what the heck? What's with this card base? I think anyone is just going to be thrilled to receive a card. So I'm not going to worry too much. If I decide I want to use this as a card base, I'm going to use it as a card base. But just so you know, yes, it is lighter weight. But isn't this cute? These designer papers and these cute stickers are from the scrapbooking kit for the Halloween workshop kit. So we'll look at that towards the end, but I just wanted to kind of cover that as an option for the two-tone cardstock. And then what we're going to look at also is when you emboss and then you sand this paper, you get the color that comes off because the center of this new cardstock, and let me just take a darker color so you can see it, is white core. So it is a white core two-toned cardstock. And I'll do this. I'm going to demo this for you in a minute. I'm just sort of going all over all of the basics here. I'm going to show you how I did these, but look how pretty when you use a sanding block, and I've left part of it undone just so you can see, but look how pretty when you reveal that white core. And I have a couple others over here to show you as well. So that's another thing that you might want to use this for. So I think there's one more little surprise I'm going to show you, but the tearing with the white edge, the embossing, seeing an extra color, and then the option of having eventually 50 more shades to match with your other projects. I think those are the fabulous benefits. So hang on one second. Let me look at the live comments, see if there were questions, and then we will proceed. So don't go anywhere. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Ruth. I'm glad you're catching me live as well. Uh-oh, is it stalling? Is there problems? I hope there's not. You might want to go out and come back in if you're having any problem with the feed, but I do apologize for that. How does the white core of the two-toned paper affect card making? Well, when I made this card, there's absolutely no way to know that the core is white. So I don't think that it affects it. I will show you that it's fun to have that white edge when you tear it and to have that white raised area if you want to sand your embossed piece. So I don't think there's a negative effect, but I think there are some fun benefits. Thank you for asking that. Do the colors match the light and dark blends? Well, I did not test that. Hang on. Let me grab a piece of white. And since I grabbed my red blends, I'm just going to scribble, and I'm going to let this dry because you know how the blends change color as they dry. So real red, I'm going to let this sit a minute, and then we're going to compare it to this real red. So I will answer that in a second after this dries. That's a great question. Let's see. How does the, oh, sorry, we did that one. The Stampin' Blends. Okay. Sanding is the exciting part. We're going to do that in a minute, Tracy. Thank you. Yes, it's for scrapbooking. Lori, thank you. So she is pointing out that when you use this lighter weight in the 12 by 12 or, 8 by 8, 6 by 6, whatever, it is a lighter weight so that your scrapbooking page is not quite as heavy. So that is a great point. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's not probably what I would grab first off for any of my card bases, but I liked this option that I could have the dark and the light showing. So if I want to do that, I think it would be a fun option. Let's see. Yes, Debbie, I agree. Having new product, I'm all about the new product. I love having fresh and fun and new, especially new colors. Definitely. Okay, no problems. Okay, it stalled once. I'm fine now. Okay, well, I'm sorry that it stalled before. I'm so sorry. So this has had just a moment to dry. So let's look at that. Let's look at this inquiry about the two-tone. So at least with my marker, I'm going to say that they are actually a pretty good match. My light marker seems to be a slight bit lighter than the light shade of the real red, but pretty close. So that's a great question, and there's my unscientific answer. How's that for unscientific? All right. Yes, using it for layering. Thank you. That is a totally awesome point as well. If you wanted to use this lighter weight cardstock for layering on your cards, if you were concerned that maybe it was going to be too heavy, use extra postage, whatever, that is a great idea as well. Excuse me, again, pardon my voice. I'm doing my best to get through this without having a coughing attack. So let's look at how to get this great effect here with the embossing and the sanding. So we're going to look at these two in a minute. So this is the fall leaf embossing folder and the Cajun Craze two-tone cardstock. And if you're thinking, hang on, that's from years ago, that's retired, it is still in our online store under the online exclusives. So this is still available. So if you're looking for something great this fall, you can get the fall leaf embossing folder. So I put the Cajun Craze inside, and then I sanded, and you can do either side. I did the side with the raised, and so that is what that one looks like. The zinnia, and I left it partially unsanded so that I can show you that, is, I think, really beautiful no matter whether you use the light or the dark side. The dark side. That's funny. But isn't that pretty? So this is the Poppy Parade, light and dark. And I love this shade. It's like not quite Flirty Flamingo, but it's not quite Poppy Parade. It's a beautiful in-between. So let's look quickly at how you sand. And I do recommend that you maybe have just a little scrap paper under you, because when you sand, it makes, all the little fuzzy pieces. If you're like me and you keep all your old Stampin' Up stuff, you may have a Stampin' Up sanding block. You may have one from another company. You can also use this little sanding block. I don't know if Stampin' Up sold these. I don't know why I have like 10 of them, but it's kind of like the nail buffer thing, except that this is grittier. I would not use this on my nails. So these are available somewhere. I don't know where. I have a drawer full of them. I don't know why. If you have a sand eraser, you can also use that. I tried that first. It definitely works, but these are quicker because the surface is bigger. So all you do is just rub, and it takes off that top layer of color that is printed onto the white, and it makes the image appear white. Super easy. That's all there is to it. So like I said, either side. That's all there is to it. But see, it makes all this little dust, and so you don't want that everywhere, so you kind of want to do this with a scrap paper under you. Okay, so that's zinnia. And then the distressed tile I did this with the black, but I did it on the lighter side, which is kind of like, well, it's a gray shade. It's lighter than basic gray, darker than smoky slate. So again, it's like, you know, an additional fun color. I love it, right? Take a sip of water. Okay, thank you, Tammy. Taking a sip of water. What else? Yes, the paper is white core. Sorry if you missed that. I was showing, sorry, everybody. I was showing that when you tear it, it's white core. So if you want to go back and watch the replay, I've given some other tips about that. Yes, it is thinner. Yes, we talked about that. It's a thinner weight. Let's see. Oh, Jenny. So Jenny has some of those too. Yeah, I don't remember when we had those. Debbie is asking about a sand eraser. So normally you can get them like this, where it's the white rubber, like photopolymer eraser and the sand on one side, but you can also get them just like this. What this is good for is if you are stamping and you get just like a little touch of ink somewhere that you don't want it, this sand eraser will take ink off of cardstock. So that's why I have these, but I love these. I have several in my little drawer here. Yes, Mary, and feel free to watch the replay as well. Yes, layering, I was talking about that. I went over like 5 different reasons I would want this, and layering was one of them. Yes. But look how fun that it looks with the distressed tile. I super love this. I mean, just the name of it, right? It's supposed to look distressed. And then the fern, I tried this with the olive, the old olive, and I thought that looked spectacular. You know what this reminds me of? When I was a kid and we would put leaves on, remember construction paper? Gosh, that's a word from the past. Leaves on construction paper, and you leave it out in the sun and then it like bleaches or I don't know, whatever it did, right? It did something. But that's what this reminds me of. And there's probably a name for that, and I don't know it. And then the last one I did was with the petal pink and the eyelet embossing folder. And I just thought this looks so sweet. Doesn't it look sweet? There's no other word for it. It's just sweet, isn't it? So again, look, this is all there is to it. And you can try different sides. I think there's kind of different grits on here. Look at that. Isn't that just super fast, super easy, and just so sweet? So now let's look at this. I did 2 more that I haven't sanded yet that I wanted to show you. So this one is the new painted trees, and it is in the holiday catalog that just debuted a couple days ago. And when you just simply put this new 2-tone white core cardstock through the embossing folder, no sanding, do you see how there's already a little bit of white? And it's because the embossing folder, being 3D, is breaking the, what do you call it? It's breaking the cardstock. It's breaking through that layer of printed color onto the white. So there's already just a little bit of white peeking through. But I wanted to see what this one looked like. Ooh. Oh my gosh, this is so fast. Oh my goodness. Look how fun that is. And now it looks like all those trees were just kissed by a snowfall. Isn't that amazing? And here's the fun part, is that I know I showed you a few weeks ago that I had actually, before we had 2-tone cardstock, that I had put white ink and white embossing powder. And so there's that option as well, but this was a heck of a lot quicker. And you don't have to let anything dry. You don't have to heat set it. Let's see, what else? Oh, and this one was just with the white ink pad dragged across it. So similar, but you get a whiter, more vibrant white, I would say, with that. So just wanted to show you that as an option. And then I did the Forever Plaid with the grape. Oh my gosh, that looks so amazing. Forever Plaid. So let's see what that one looks like. I like it. And you know what I like is that you don't have to sand like totally evenly everywhere all over. What I am really liking is sort of this like hit and miss or almost distressed, so that it could be, yeah, just like some light, some really white, some sort of, oh, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of soaking it in. And what I'm wondering is, so if you were to use like both sides, I was just curious. So there you go. So there's the light and the dark of the grape. And then you would have the opposite areas that are raised, because I did the back. So I'm just like, sorry, I'm kind of speechless because I'm just so excited. That doesn't happen often, does it? That does not happen often for Patty Bennett to be speechless. Patty Bennett is happy. All right, so let me see if there are any questions. Jenny loves it. Anita says it's beautiful. Yep, snow-capped trees. Tina, I agree. Yep, Kirsten, it is so fun. Thank you. Thank you, Patty. I'm so glad you're enjoying it. Yes, the plaid embossing folder is definitely the bomb. It's amazing. Let's see. Oh, yeah, you know what? I almost did the swirl, Lori. Do you want me to do that? I was thinking of trying the swirl with the pool party. Shall I do that real quick? Yes, I should. I will do that real quick. Please hold. Sorry for the coughing. Okay, so swirly and the pool party. Let's give that a quick little try. And stay tuned because I hope that's not too loud. Stay tuned because I am going to show you the scrapbooking kits and give you more info about those cards that I showed you at the beginning. So stay tuned if you want to see that. If you're just here for the two-tone cardstock, you don't have to stick around for the scrapbooking kits. Okay, this, my friends, is absolutely, totally, completely amazing. Trying to see if one side is like a heavier grip than the other. Oh my gosh. Look how awesome that looks. Thank you. Who was that? Lori that said that? Hang on. Yes, Lori Hall. Thank you for suggesting that. I actually thought about doing it yesterday and I just didn't do it. Carol, thank you. She says, I love your joyful presentations. You're so sweet. Thank you. Yes, Edna, I had some old paper as well. I think Stampin' Up! Used to have two-tone paper, so it's very similar. The dotted circles. Okay, you guys. We could be here all day trying all of Patty Bennett's embossing folders, right? Oh, all of them. All of the embossing folders are going to be awesome. Here's what I'm going to recommend, that when you get your assortment packs, because this is what I did. I took one sheet of every color and I cut it down to a 4x6 and I just started playing. That's what I love to do when I get new product. You know me. I just love to play, right? So that's what I would suggest. Get the assortment packs, take out a sheet of every color and just start playing. Because then what I do, and you might say, well, that's all well and good, but then what, right? So then I'm just going to take all of these and I'm going to put them in my little, up there, it's a little caddy that has all of my die cuts and whatnot, my little scrap pieces. And I just will put all of these in there. See, I'll have this fabulous variety of fun. And then when I want to make a project, it's already done. It's ready for me. So that's what I would do with them, is just start playing and then stick them all in a little container, whatever, and you will have so many things ready to go to start playing with, to create with. So there we go. That is the embossing and the sanding. And isn't it fun? What do you guys think? Give me a thumbs up if you think that is something that you are going to try, because I hope you are. Oh, Leela, I think you're right. Leela is saying that the old Stampin' Up! White core paper wasn't two-tone. White core was like a linen finish. I do remember that. I do remember that. Yep, the snowflakes. I thought about that as well, Lori. Love the sanding. Thank you. Obsessed. Need to get a sander. Well, Tammy, literally, I have a drawer full of these. I'll give you one. But I think if, you know, any beauty supply store, like if you have a Sally Beauty or an Ulta, I know they have these things in the nail department because people use them on their nails, but just make sure you get one with a pretty good grit. I mean, you can't get the ones that are super fine grit because I don't think they'll work as well. Okay, you guys are definitely going to try it. Thank you. I'm glad. I am glad. Wonderful. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Yes, I think this is just such a fun option. So, hang on. This is going to make me crazy. All these little linty things. So, let me just... I just use a lint roller on this mat to get all the little stuff off of it, and it works like a charm. Okay, so what we talked about so far, let me just recap before we move on to, we're going to look at the white, the new white. We're going to look at that. Before we move on to that and the kits, I want to recap. So we talked about the fact that if you get all of the assortment packs and the kits, you're going to have so many colors now of this two-tone cardstock. It is printed on top of white paper, the Stampin' Up! Color you know on one side and a lighter shade on the other. Therefore, you get two tones. When you rip it, you will see white because it's printed onto white cardstock. Okay, so more colors, extra shades of color, white core, then the whole sanding, embossing, that whole thing, fabulously wonderful. We talked about if you want to use it as a card base, you will be able to see on the inside, or like a 3D project. If you were making some kind of a bag or box, you're going to see the light and the dark shade. So that's fun. So we talked about that. And I feel like I said something else. Oh, I know. Wait. This is one other thing. Stampin' Up! Did a video for demonstrators, and they said if you take this paper and you crumple it all up, which I did, and then you sand it, they said that you get like a leather effect. So I did the pecan pie because I kind of felt like that was probably the most leather-ish color. So there you go. There you go. You get a leather look. I think that's super cool. I would probably take a blending brush and dab some darker shades onto there as well to give it even more contrast. But that was another thing that Stampin' Up! Let us know you could do with this two-tone cardstock. And let me just look around. Okay, this is so funny. My area is so piled with new product from the holiday catalog and the scrapbooking brochure that I glanced over, and this is so funny. I don't know if any of your kids ever did Yu-Gi-Oh, but our son was totally into Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And this one is called Stamping Destruction. My son gave me this probably, I'm sure it was over 20 years ago. I have had this in my craft room ever since then. Right now, this is what my space looks like. It looks like stamping destruction. And I just think this is the funniest thing. I keep this right here to always remind me of my son. And I don't know, it just makes me laugh. Oh, Pokemon? It's Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that the same thing as Pokemon? I think it might be different. I'm not sure. That I don't know. I'll ask my son. I know, my son is the best. He's so fun. I just love him. He's the best. I still have my cute little penguins that he hid all over the house for me. He's just adorable. Let's see. What about stamping on the... Okay, so let's get to the white. So let's talk about the white. So one of the new things introduced now is called Willow White. And this is a color that was called, excuse me, it's called White Willow. I will get it right. White Willow. When Close to My Heart had this, it was called Daisy White, if I'm getting it right. So it is, if you can see, a brighter white than our basic white. This is, I just did two of them. I should have labeled it. This is the regular white and this is the thick. They're the same color, but they are different from White Willow. And I will say this. I thought when we went from, what was before basic white? Whisper White. I thought when we went from Whisper White to basic white, we went to a really bright white, but wow, if you want a really bright white, White Willow is your new color. And from what I can tell, and I don't know this as a scientific fact, but from what I can tell, it is the same weight as our regular basic white. It may not be, you know, to the ounce, the pound, the whatever, but from what I can tell in my unscientific experimenting, it is the same weight. So whatever you might want to use our regular basic white for, you could substitute White Willow. Now, let's stamp on it. I haven't stamped on it yet, so let's see. I was using this new Autumn to Remember set, and I know that I've already seasoned these two stamps. So let's use those two, and let's stamp, and let's just do it live, and let's see what happens. So let's do, I think I used this garden green on the inside of this fall card, and it just turned out so beautiful. So let's see, how does it stamp? It stamps beautifully. I don't see any problem with that whatsoever. That is gorgeous. That is beautiful. I'll hold it up in just a minute. And let's see, what if we wanted to use maybe a pecan pie, maybe, for this one? Yep. Oh my goodness. It stamps absolutely beautifully. I don't see any issue at all. So it stamps perfectly clean. And if you're thinking, oh, it's light and dark, that's how the stamp is. It is supposed to have some darks and lights in the stamp. So that's not a mistake, but I'm just showing you that it stamps gorgeously. So, I mean, there we go. It's such a beautiful, bright, crisp white. I think I will be getting many packs of that, and it is available. Let me show you. It's on page 3 of that scrapbooking brochure, 12 by 12, and it does come in its own pack. So if you want to get a sheet of, a pack of 12 by 12 sheets, you can get that. And there's no limits. You can get as many as you would like. That is something that we'll be carrying forward. So I'm glad I already ordered several packs. I think I'll get more. And I think I am going to replace my basic white for just normal stamping with the White Willow, because I love that crispness of that white. I just think it's stunning. It's just beautiful. Let me just check comments. Polly, your son hides random things in your craft room too. Yep, it's fun. – Mary Jo says it looks like a gray undertone. maybe on screen, but I will tell you in person, I don't feel like this is a gray undertone. I just feel like it is a really pure white. But I mean, I guess if you want to compare and say this has a yellow, then yes, I guess you could say that. But it's just really, really a pure white. It's a gorgeous shade of white. Yep, I love it too, Tammy. Let's see. Are the pieces the same as the other cardstock? Lori, what do you mean? Yes, Leela, great point. So on the 12 by 12 packs of this, when you cut 3 strips at 4 inches, then you have the perfect size to put inside your card and you're not wasting. So that's a great point. The number for White Willow is 166703. Oh, cost. Oh, prices. Sorry, I thought it said pieces, Lori. I apologize. So it's $10 for 12 sheets. Let me see if I can quickly locate the 12 by 12 white in our annual catalog, and I will tell you the comparison. So 12 by 12 white cardstock. 12 by 12 white. Wait, here we go. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong. So why? Oh, sorry, it's staring me right in the face, and I don't know. Okay, 12 by 12 basic white cardstock, 12 sheets, so same amount, is $9.50 in this catalog, and it's $10 for the White Willow, so it's 50 cents more. Sorry, that was like a test. I don't know why I couldn't see that. I apologize for that. Yeah, Lori, sorry. I'm sorry I misunderstood. So that's the info on the white. So I wanted to share that with you. And then just because I had been using some of these new stamp sets, here are the 4 new stamp sets that are in that scrapbooking brochure. So you have the cute Halloween memory stamp set. You have one that goes with reindeer memories, one that goes with snowy day, and the autumn set. So those are available as just separate purchases. They're not in like a suite or a bundle. They're just separate stamp set purchases. And I believe all 4 are photopolymer. Yeah, you can always tell when you shake them. Says at the top as well, but all 4 are photopolymer, so those are all available. Oops, let me close that ink pad. That didn't close. And so then I just wanted to go through the scrapbooking workshop kits. I think probably if I just show you one, and I'm going to show you this sample that I made with the supplies in here. I think if I go through one, you'll get the idea because all of the kits are very similar. They do come in the large Ziploc bags or resealable bags. I guess Ziploc probably is, copyrighted. Resealable bags. So they are not like the Stampin' Up! Designer paper with the flap that goes over. It's a resealable baggie, so you can always keep your stuff in here. Each kit, each workshopping kit, each scrapbooking workshop kit comes with beautiful printed instructions. Each kit is designed to make 3 2-page layouts. So 6 very detailed, very beautifully layered scrapbooking pages. But for anyone not doing scrapbooking yet or just not interested, just don't count these out because you can make lots of other things with these supplies. It doesn't have to be a scrapbooking page. So what I want to point out to you, if you are going to create these, just be aware, here's layout number 1, number 2, and number 3. And when you get to the instructions, They are super detailed, everything you need to know to cut, but they are labeled like piece 1B, piece 2A, piece 1K, piece 3B. That refers to layout 1, 2, or 3. So if you're only interested, say, in making this, you would want to look for the pieces that you need for layout number 2. If you want to just go ahead and cut them, then you're going to cut them all. Here's what I love. Look how fun this is. Or not really fun, but let's say useful. They show you the pattern. They show you the direction. Then they show you, here's a cut line. So you know at 4.5 inches, you're going to make a cut and it goes all the way down. And then 5 more inches over, you're going to do another cut all the way down. Then you would turn your paper and cut that at 7.25, and you would have that piece. You would turn this one and cut it at 10, and you will have this piece. And then out of this little scrap, you're going to do a 2x2 and a 2x1.5. It is so comprehensive. It is so easy to follow. Every single one has the pattern. It shows you which one you need, which direction, if it's directional. And I think this is like above and beyond anything that I would ever need to create these pages. I mean, these are amazing. And then of course you have your detailed instructions, and just to note, so here's the page in full color. Here is the page muted, and they've printed right on top of it. So here was that number 1H, here's 1J, here's 1G, I guess that's I or L. I think it's I. It must be I. So it shows you exactly where those pieces are so that there's no guessing when you get to the actual assembly. Isn't this amazing? I mean, these are just, wow. I wish I did instructions this nicely. This is just super, super fabulous. So that's the instruction. You have your double-sided printed papers. Okay, so it comes with various sheets of double-sided printed papers. Then there are also single-sided sheets. So this one and this one, I believe. Yep. These are white on the other side because if you are following these instructions, they've used basically this whole sheet as a background. So there's no need to spend money and charge us to print the other side. So when you're going through your paper, if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I got a sheet that's not double-sided, that's why. But just to be aware, if you're using it for something other than scrapbooking, if you turn it over, it's going to be white. Then there is, try and pull these out here. Then there is your assortment of cardstock that we've just been looking at. So the 2 tones, right, of the colors, that cardstock we've been looking at. Some of the new Willow white in there. And then you have any die cut pieces. Some could be stickers, some just could be die cuts. So these would all go on those pages or whatever project you want to use. Your photo placeholders, and I learned something fun about these. So if you are making a scrapbook page and you don't have your photos printed yet, of course, I mean, this is kind of obvious, right? You're going to put down this piece that says photo placeholder. But here's something fun. If you wanted to actually use this as a white mat, so for instance, let's say these pictures you thought maybe didn't stand out quite as much as they could against the patterned paper, you could cut your photo so that it mats onto the white, and then you can actually use the white. I think I was saying last week when we were going over this, I might use these for just notes at my desk and whatnot. Well, use them on your scrapbook pages or use them on a card, right? Cut down your designer paper. So maybe you cut this down to layer onto that, and then you're not wasting these. So you can use them however you would like to use them. Just some options. This particular kit also comes with these, they're like faux wood grain, and they're punch outs. They're not stickers. I used one on this card, and they are just fun little elements you could add to any of your paper crafting projects. So let's look at this card, and you'll see it kind of brings together all of the things we've been talking about. I did use just normal crushed curry cardstock for my base. Okay, so that's the base. I cut back the front so that I could tuck a piece of the Cajun Craze embossed two-tone white core sanded cardstock right there. You see I did stamp those new stamps that we just stamped a minute ago. This is on vanilla. And then I've used that new paper that I just showed you in this kit. I used one of the stickers that comes with the paper pack and the kit. So I put one of these stickers on top of the Cajun Craze two-tone cardstock and tore it so that you have the white. And then I put one of these cute little pieces, I think it might have been that one, right here on top, just to give it a little, little something, something, little texture. And I used the in-color dots that are in the catalog, the opaque sparkle dots, just to finish off that card. So just to show you, don't have to do scrapbooking. I mainly got these products so that I could make other projects, not necessarily all scrapbooks, with these products. And that is such a fun option. So if you're looking for all of these fun things that we've just looked at today, I have this on my blog today, pattystamps.com. You can jump over there and you can click on any of these to purchase the assortment packs, the single packs, the white Willow, the 4 new scrapbooking kits. And then we talked about these last week, the Secret Garden kit. Many of you jumped on and purchased this after last week. And then there's another one, a Lake Life card making kit. So there are lots of kits on the Stampin' Up! Store right now that you can purchase and use them, like I said, for your scrapbooking, your memory keeping, or for any of your projects that you want to make. Oh my goodness, friends. I thought this was going to be a super, super quick video because I didn't feel like I had a lot to talk about, but I certainly filled up the hour, didn't I? Oh, did I actually show you this card? I think I did. So this was with the Halloween Memories scrapbooking kit. Used some of the paper, the stickers, and this is actually a sticker, and then that two-tone cardstock. So I think we did talk about that. So let me just see. Leela is squealing about something. Yes, nice packaging. Zip top. Thank you, Tammy. Yep, workshop kits are fabulous. I love them. Oh, Tammy, great idea. A great sampler for home decor. I love that. Yes, this could not be easier, Debbie. It could not be easier. Let's see. Great jumping off points too. Yes. Okay, Polly, great point. If you want to use these designs as a jumping off point, it does not have to be your finished sample. These could be layout designs. You could use, for instance, this layout, but do it with the reindeer days or the Halloween or anything else you have, right? These would be fabulous just to keep as references for future layouts. Great point, Polly. Thank you. Oh, thank you. So Tanya says that Close to My Heart used to do videos walking through the kits as well. Any news on maybe that? I don't know. Have not heard, but I'm sure. Well, I'm not sure. I'm guessing that they will. I don't know. I don't know. Yes, and you're right. There is a technique. So this one is adding dashed lines with your Stampin' Write markers. Each one has additional products and a featured technique. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, Lynette, great point that you don't have to cut the photo mats. If you don't want to cut up your own cardstock, just use those photo placeholders for that. I'm glad you're excited, Lori. Thank you. I am so glad you all have enjoyed this. Oh my goodness, just so much. I do have some of this information on my blog tomorrow, pattystamps.com on, let's see, so what's tomorrow? September 7th. You will see this information, the colors, the sanded pieces, etc. And then I will, of course, be creating, when we get back from our trip, I will be creating more samples, and I will have more samples and information on my blog. But, just to note, this is product in addition to what we carry. You don't have to buy this. You don't have to switch from our cardstock to this cardstock. This is Stampin' Up! Cardstock, but this is an additional option. I just wanted to make that clear so that nobody panics and thinks that Stampin' Up! Is completely switching. Thank you so much. Thank you. I do feel much better today. Oh my goodness, I hope both my husband and I get well, because I'm done with this. I need to be well. I want to go on that trip next week. So thank you for joining me, everyone. You're just always so kind to spend some time with me, and I hope that you enjoy our weekly time together. Oh, so speaking of next week, if all goes well, I won't be here next week for our live. I will be in Utah, so don't look for a live next week, but I will be back the next week, and maybe I'll have things to share with you, or else I will share additional projects with you. And I hope you all have a fabulous weekend and week ahead. And I will look forward to chatting with you when I get back. I will be posting on this Facebook business page as we are doing things at Stampin' Up! And doing our activities. And you can keep up with our travels there next week. But I know that not everybody is going to check in on that, but I will be posting there. You are welcome, everybody. Thank you so much. I will see you all in a couple weeks. Bye.